About the time we think we know something about tornadoes, Mother Nature teaches us a new lesson.
Hundreds of people could have died, but they didn't.
I have never seen anything like I saw that day.
There were parameters coming together that looked pretty significant and kind of zeroed in on central Oklahoma.
At 2:30 that afternoon, all hell broke loose.
I'm looking at a new area of rotation.
My thoughts at that particular time was that it's coming to town.
Tornado on the ground.
This is a large tornado that is now moving into Cleveland County.
The tornado touched down.
In fact, it's exactly on the track of the May 3rd tornado.
There can't be another May 3rd. That seems a little dramatic.
I was sitting on the same set, looking at the same video, looking at the same type of storm that started relatively small, but you knew it had the potential to turn into a monster.
In those moments, that's where local television can really hit people immediately.
You realize that you're reaching two different audiences. In one case, you've got people who can see what you're talking about. On the other hand, you've got people who are listening on the radio, oftentimes in dire circumstances.
So you kind of have to be as descriptive as you can and paint the best picture of what the storm's doing and where the storm's at.
The sky is absolutely full of debris.
It was no longer about having good television, and instead it turned into providing life-saving information.
We are not trying to put fear, but we want you to know how serious of a storm this is.
Take your tornado precautions, and that means you need to be below ground if at all possible. Know your safety precautions. Stay weather aware. Know what to do whether you're at home.
If you stay in your home and you have no storm shelter and you have no way of protecting yourself, that you're going to be in extreme danger.
This is a violent, deadly, deadly tornado. Please take cover if you're in the path of this thing.
They told us to get in the bathtub immediately and put the mattress on, and when we put the mattress on, I got it on top of me and it hit our house.
My brother's house is 5 doors down from me, and we had to dig him out of his garage.
Everything's gone. I'm just scared. What's the future going to hold?
It lifted up and it disappeared, and that's when the helicopters started going in and showing the damage.
It was a war zone, and everyone uses that term war zone, but that's exactly what it looked like.
I knew at that moment that there were going to be lives lost.
When you see the school, you know what's going on. You know that just by looking at this building, there are victims inside that school.
There are so many people just looking for answers, like where do we go?
I don't know where we're going to go tonight. We obviously can't stay here.
Where can we go to be reunited with our kids? Can we get back in?
Police recently just went through a little bit ago over the loudspeaker, and we're asking everybody to just collect the things that they need for the night, walk on out to the entrance of this neighborhood, and there will be help there to help take them to a shelter.
We literally just called out the kids' names on the air.
And Isabella, okay.
And Logan.
And Logan. Josiah, Isabella, and Logan.
This is where he is. Go get him. He's okay.
First responders are watching us to see where they need to go. I mean, they don't have choppers up in the air necessarily. We do.
I know every intersection. I know what's on the intersections. I know housing conditions on the intersections, just from being familiar with the area.
The hospitals, they're watching us, and they know what's being hit. And so the hospitals who are in that target area know that they're going to be receiving victims, and so they prepare. So it's just a continuation of information that I think makes things better for everyone.
It got a little scary last night, and so I was glad to be able to turn on the radio station and get coverage of what was going on. So.
Well, I'm so glad you're safe and sound. Radio, it's just so immediate. I mean, as it's happening, we're reporting it or passing the word on to listeners.
Ways to help. We got someone on the phone. Good morning.
When we really shine is when the storm is past and the recovery efforts start.
Blood, you can still give. The OBI had blood drive set up through the weekend.
We had so many callers, whether they were officials, first responders.
You were constantly getting so much needed, vital information.
Cleveland County Health Department today over there at 4th and Eastern, they will be giving tetanus shots.
It's almost like those houses that were destroyed. You look at it and you go, where do I start?
As they said, they had given away over 1,000 pairs of shoes and another 1,000 pairs.
If someone would call in, if they had a question, we could answer it. If I had a new press release or new information to get out, we could get that to the people immediately.
We have no water, no electricity, no nothing. I just want to say thank you so much to you guys for broadcasting, because you guys are the only window to the world that we have right now. So very appreciative of you guys.
Them knowing that you're connected like that is the world to them.
Any little way that we can help make someone's life a little bit easier during these tough times, I think that's what it's all about.
Any death is one too many. But when you think about 24 lives lost, and then you look at the destruction and the path, you would have expected that death count to be higher.
If you look at the Joplin numbers and you look at the Oklahoma City Moore numbers, you can see that people were listening.
The entire community heard that message. People were going home early. They were picking up their children early.
Oklahomans pretty well know their safety precautions. They know what to do.
With the power of that storm and with the ferocity that it had coming into that Moore area, if they hadn't known, we could have lost hundreds, and we didn't.
That's the difference between 20-some people, dying in the storm and hundreds of more that could have died, is the communication before the storm comes, the fact that our residents are prepared because we talk about it so much, and that when it's time, when the storm is barreling down on them, we communicate with them to let them know that, it's time to get safe and you better find a place to be safe now.